Hey, what's going on, you guys? I'm Prakar, back from techris.com. I know it's been a long time since we have uploaded a video, but you guys requested on our Firebase files tutorial that you want a Firebase files with a recycler view or with a list view, so you can download multiple files that I'm going to show you how you can do it. Okay, so I have created a new project which has a main activity class, and then we have a main activity.xml. Okay, so let's continue. So first of all, understanding the recycler view concept. Okay, so the first thing that the Android implemented was a list view. Okay, so list view is just a list of things that Android wants you to see, okay, in a list form. That was not a very good concept, and that consumed a lot of memory because the whole list has to be initiated and kept in memory while you are browsing through the list. Now what Android depreciated list view, not really depreciated, but it introduced a new concept which is known as a recycler view. So what does recycler view does is the columns or the rows that you see in the list at the particular time at your screen. Okay, so let's think that a list has 1000 elements, okay, or 1000 rows. Imagine that as your contact list and you have 1000 names. Okay, so in a list view, all the 1000 names have to be initialized and kept in the memory while you are browsing the list. But in recycler view, it is not like that. It is just a particular the piece of the list that is present on your screen is kept in the memory, while the above list and the list below is refreshed again and again. Okay, so as you are scrolling down, so the upper part of the list you don't have to keep in memory, because you are not using the upper part of the list, because you are just seeing what's on your screen right now. Okay, so the upper part of the screen goes and joins the below part, and the cycle continues. So that is how it recycles the views, and that is known as the recycler view concept. Okay, so we are going to use the new recycler view with the Firebase Firestore. Okay, I'm not using Firebase database, because Firebase Firestore is the new product and it's way more powerful than the actual JSON database. Okay, so for that, okay, so recycler view, if you want to have a deeper understanding of the recycler view, you can watch some videos, or if you guys want, I can make a video explaining the concept of recycler view and its elements. But basically in this video we are not going to cover that, because it's quite a deep topic, and let's leave it for another day. Okay, so I'm gonna brush you up with the main things. Okay, for a recycler view, what you need is a view holder class, an adapter class, and a data model, or whatever you call that. It's the data that is in each element of your list. Like if you are having a photo, then you have a contact name, then you have an option menu, like that. Okay, in each element, okay, like in your contact list. So the data model consists of those three elements, and it has the getter and the setter methods and a few constructors. So let's without further ado, let's get started. So now we are going to make the data model class first. Okay, so we are making down model. Okay, you can name that anything. I'm gonna name is that down model. Okay, so for that, what you need is because Android is quite smart when it comes to creating constructors and inserting methods like that. Okay, you just need to have the string. Okay, so what we are making is something like this. I'm going to show you. Let's open Paint. I can open XD, but okay, that's fine. Okay, so oops. So let me just have a shape, rectangle shape. It's like your phone screen. Okay, so we are having an element. Oops. We are having, yeah, that's fine. So we are having an element like that. Okay, so we have some text like that's a license.pdf file. Okay, just correct. Okay, so we have another button which is looking something like this. Let's hit it. Okay, so it's a button. Just imagine, I'm just going to brief things. So it's a button, and this is a file, and the things are going to replicate in a list there. So when you press the button, the file will be downloaded. That is what I want. So first of all, what I need is, or you can add a link below. So if the user is not able to download with that button, in case, so the fallback is your link is already present there. He can copy and paste that in the browser. Okay, so we can add a link there as well. So for that we need three things: the button, the one text view, and the text view too. Okay, so not the data model does not consist of the button, but we are going to consider the license PDF or the file name and the link name. Okay, or the link, not link name. So because we are retrieving that from Firebase and we are not retrieving that, we are not retrieving the button, so there's no use of the data model class. Okay, so then we have string name, and then let's take it as link. Okay, so just, I guess it's just right click and go to generate, or you can click alt plus insert and click on getter and setter and choose both of them, and yeah, that's it for this. Okay, so that's quick, I know. So now the next thing that we have is the view holder class. Okay, so we are name it as my holder, or my view holder will be the appropriate name, my view holder, and let's go. Okay, so my view holder will be extending RecyclerView.view holder. Oops, yeah, please add the dependency. I forgot to add the dependency. It will add the dependency, and it will do a Gradle sync once. Okay, you're ready. We should import it like that. Okay, so you'll see an error because we have not implemented the constructor now. Okay, so we have done it, and we need to start declaring items, but before that we are going to create a layout file which will be called anything. I'm calling that as elements. Okay, so why elements? Because I'm going to show you this, a single list, a single row of the list is what we are going to create, so it can duplicate just like this. Okay, so this will contain a card view. If you want, that's no compulsion. If you want, you can add a card view, two text view, and a button. Okay, so let us get working. I'm gonna add the card view dependency first, so you don't have to wait again. Please add the dependency. Yep. Okay, so let's wait for the dependency Gradle sync, and here we go. Okay, so I'm gonna go to XML and change this layout to linear layout. Oops, linear layout, and add the orientation as vertical. Okay, so we add a card view there. The height should be wrap content, and then we have a text view right there, and first of all we need a layout, which is another vertical layout. Then we have a text view there and a text view there as well, and then I have a button, right? So what I'm going to do is have a here this, and again I'm going to have a button like this. Yeah, slightly inside this thing. Not here, but yeah, this is what I want. Okay, so linear layout should be, width should be wrap content. So yeah, we have almost created everything that we want, but just a little styling is left, so I'm gonna quickly create the styling and get back to you guys. Hey guys, so I'm back after the formatting of the design. Okay, so I've done nothing, just added a few linear layouts that I've already added in front of you, I guess. So I've added a button, adjusted the layout weights, and kept the width as 0. So yeah, that's it, but just the thing is left. Just let me name it as down. Okay, this down. Okay, Let me name it as name link, not lick but link. Okay, and then we have download, right? Or you can say down. It's much. Okay, so I do not recommend this dirty style of coding. It's just I'm doing in the video because I'm going to make I have to make the video quite short, so I do not recommend strictly. You should not do things like that and keep your code as clean as possible. Use real life names so the other person who is reading your code can understand. And it also makes your makes you a greater coder. Okay, so we are done with this. Now we can go get back to our model class, holder class. Now we have just some things to do. We have my view holder dot okay, so we have item view dot find view by id r dot id dot the thing we have here is name. Okay, so r dot id dot name, and then what we're gonna do is, I forgot one thing. First we have to make it a global variable. Okay, so this is m name, and then we have text view again. I'm writing that again. I know you can separate it with commas, but as I said, I have to make the video for you guys, not for me, so I'm gonna do it anyways. So text view, and then we have mlink. Okay, so it's your choice whether you want to display the link or not. If you just don't want to display it, just make the visibility gone or do not even parse it. Okay, so mlink, and we'll add a button obviously, and we'll have m downlink. Ooh, what's happening? Download. So we have an item view, and here we're gonna equate it to assign name is equals to this. Okay, so duplicate. Oh, we are having an error. This is no default constructor in this. Okay, we can solve it. Never mind. Okay, so we have m link there. We have m download after m link. Okay, so we have m link item view dot find view by id name. We're gonna change it to link, and then we're gonna change it to down, right? So here we have it. Okay, so solving the error because I have shifted the super keyword down. So yeah, so that is it. Nice. So our view holder class is almost ready. We don't need to do anything else here. Now the next thing that we are going to make is an adapter for the RecyclerView. Okay, so let's name it as my adapter. Okay, so it's gonna extend RecyclerView dot adapter. Now we're gonna pass our view holder here. So that's my view holder, and let's implement all the methods. Come on, this all three. Okay, so the first is Oncreate view holder, then we have onBind view holder, and then we have get item count. The easier thing that we are going to do right now, so we have to main activity, and let's declare the main activity here, and then we have an array list which will pass the model class. Okay, so we have down model. Let's make it as down list. Okay, down models is fine. Now let's create a constructor. So we do not need to write anything else. Select all of them and like this. Nice. Okay, so let's move on to the Oncreate view holder. Okay, so what we are going to do here is using the layout inflator. Okay, so layout inflator is equals to new layout inflator dot from. You have to get the context. Okay, so we have to type from main activity dot okay, main activity dot get base context. Here we go. And then what you have to do is use a view. Let's take a variable view, import it, is equals to layout inflator dot inflate r dot layout whatever your element is. I'm using elements, so kindly match it. Now for the root is null, and then we don't want to attach it. Okay, let's get to the return part, and now we are going to return my view holder, and let's give it a view group, which is view. Okay, any problem? Okay, not good as nice. So for the get item size, we're gonna return we are gonna return our array list, which is down models, not down models, but okay, yeah, it's down models. So down models dot size. Now on view holder, on bind view holder, so we are going to create we are going to call some elements. Okay, so what we are going to create is let's go to my view holder dot not this one, the variable my view holder dot. Okay, so here we have all the three things that we are going to take. Now let's take mname dot set text. Now what we are going to have is we have to extract the text from the array list. Okay, so we have down models dot get dot get. Okay, here we have now we have to pass the position. Okay, so we have to pass the index number, which is I. You can see it is given here, and dot get name. Okay, so let's duplicate it, and this time it's going to be m link set text dot get I, and then we have get link. Okay, so we are done with this. Now let's create some nice indentation. Okay, now we are not declaring the button because we are going to test that whether our RecyclerView is working properly, and then work on the button. Okay, so we are not going to do that. Okay, so my adapter is done. Let's get back to the main activity. Now what we have to do is just add the Firebase Firestore dependencies in your project. Okay, so just go to tools and select Firebase. Tools, Firebase, and then Firebase Assistant, and then Firestore. Connect your project to the Firebase. It will take some time. I'll get back to you once it's connected. Okay, so the now dependencies have been successfully added. Let's close this. So what are we going to need is the Firebase Firestore. Let's take it as DB right for now, and let's create a Firebase Firestore, or let's say DB equals Firebase Firestore dot get instance. So we have the instance of the database right there. Now what I'm going to do is to reduce the time, I have already created one project, so I've tested it. So I don't have to waste you guys time. So let's go to the main activity and copy this thing, because it's quite long and it will take some time in order to download it. Okay, I will explain what it's going on, and we'll think about it. Yeah. And let's delete it, and so it's good. The things have been corrected now. Okay, so one thing that I'm going to do that I forgot is go to project, and go to resources, go to layout, and go to activity main. Now here we are going to add a recycler view. Okay, so just drag it and it will adjust itself. If you want to constrain it, you can, and you have to. Okay, so we'll declare its ID as recycle. So we have it here, It's all good. Okay, so now I'll explain what's happening. So this is the Oncreate method. Okay, so in the Oncreate method, we are calling up first is setup RecyclerView. RV stands for RecyclerView. So what RV setting up actually is declaring, finding the RecyclerView by its ID, and then we are, stating some its attributes, like it has a fixed size, and we are stating that as true. And then we have the RecyclerView.set layout manager and new layout manager, linear layout manager. You have to pass the context in it. Okay, so this is done. Okay, now the next thing that we are going to do is the setup of the Firebase. We are going to set up the Firebase. It's nothing. You can do it in the Oncreate method as well, but I prefer creating a separate method. If I want to access it from another class, I can just change it to public anyways. So the last thing, the most important thing, is data from Firebase. This method retrieves the data from Firebase. Okay, so we have created an array list. Okay, so instead of just using one global variable, the Firebase Firestore DB, we are having 3 more. So we have a RecyclerView, which we are going to use it here in RecyclerView, and then we have an array list. Okay, so an array list will store all the contents from the Firebase, and it helps to display it in the RecyclerView. So array list, we are passing up our model class, and then we have the any variable is equals to new array list. This is a way of declaring it. If you do not write this, you will get an error. Okay, then we have a my adapter, then we have the adapter obviously for it. Okay, so data from Firebase, let's take it as if down model array list. If the array list dot size is greater than 0, then we have to clear the list. Okay, so this is nothing, but here begins the game. So db firestore is equals to get instance. So we do not need to write this because we are already initializing it first. Now db.collection files. Okay, so I'm going to show you my collection because I have already made it. It's something like this. Okay, so we have files, and then we have a document with their keys. Okay, so these are the randomly generated keys according to the timestamp, which is generated by Firebase, not by me. So these are generated automatically by Firebase once you enter the your files, etc., or your values, or you add a document. It will be all automatically generated by Firebase. You can modify it, you can do whatever you want to do, but each of these contains a link. Link is what you ask is the storage. So I have is from the storage. So I have already uploaded 4 files in the storage, and then you can just click one on any one of them, and it will be something like this. Click any one of them, go to file location, and then you will have a download URL. I've copied it to my Firebase Firestore, and this is the link that you are seeing. This is the link that you are seeing, and then we have the name of the file, like it's contract. So I have a contract and something like ending with FD, and it is something ending with FD. Okay, so this is what I have done already. I suppose that you know how it's done, or you can watch my previous video about a single file. There I have explained it. So let's continue. Okay, so then the next thing that we are taking is a document snapshot. Okay, so this is the document snapshot. Then we are adding then we are searching for the key from our the model class, and then we are getting the string from it, and then we are adding it to the array list. Okay, so I'm sorry, my adapter is equals to new adapter, and then we are passing the context and the array list on which we are going to use the adapter, and then we are setting the adapter on the RecyclerView. It's quite easy, and the on-click failure listener is just to tell us that if there's some error or not. Then yeah, that's pretty much it. Now we can run the app, I guess. So I'll just fire up the emulator, and I'll get back to you guys when it. Okay, so the emulator is up and running, and you can see that we have quite an impressive list of things. I have not beautified it much. You can do it yourself, but I've just created a skeleton that you can later beautify. Okay, so here's the contract, and it's working fine. Yeah, the button is obviously not working because we haven't assigned anything to the button, and now we know that it's working fine. Let's do it as well. Okay, so we are going to get to our adapter where we are doing like that, and let's assign let's initialize our button as well. Now m download dot set on click listener, new on click listener, and here we go. Now on click method should be called okay, now the on click method should be calling a function that initializes the download manager. Okay, so I am using a download manager which is natively provided by Android. If you want to use something else, you are free to do that. I have taught you, till here. Now you can carry forward your journey. And if you want to stick, I'm using the download manager, and the thing that I'm using, the function that I'm using, I have already written it, and it's quite a long function, so I don't like to write it again and again. So let's just go ahead and copy this thing out, and just now we'll create a method which is like this, download file, and now we're gonna call it the download file method. Okay, so we are a pass context. Now here's the trick: if you write this, it will not be accepted. It is accepted now, but later on you'll see. Now the file name should be this, because you are getting the file name here, and why to get it twice? Okay, so the file name is this, and let's put a comma there. Yeah, so please declare it as final, because then will create some problem. Then we have the link. Okay, so as for the URL, you can pass this where it is. Yeah, now that's not the second parameter, obviously. So the second parameter is the file extension. So I'm gonna type PDF. If you wanna upload a multiple extension file, you can have their extension as the I'm gonna show you as this field. So you can have another field name extension, and you can parse the extension as well, and then you can copy it just like this. Okay, so that's pretty easy job. That's an assignment for you guys if you want to do it. Okay, so then we have the destination directory. Now for the destination directory, I have already told you it's what I'm going to use is a download directory. Okay, so here is the thing. I'm saving time just by copying that. Okay, so what I was telling you, that you need to pass the context, and if you write this or you type adapter, because adapter is not the base class, so it will not take it. So what you have to do it is you have to extract the context. Okay, from where you'll extract the context, I guess you can extract it from any view that you are using in that class. So I'm gonna I'm gonna extract the context from my view holder dot mname dot get context, and here we go. I guess the thing is done, and we are going to have a final run there, and let's see if it downloads the desired file. Okay, it should, and let's get it fired up. You can have a loader symbol here or a progress bar, whatever you like. So let's click download, and let's hope for the best. And here we go. So it has downloaded it. It will not open because it's a fake PDF file, but it's downloading. Okay, so let's license. Come on, yeah, license is downloading. Data sharing should download as well. Yep, data sharing. So that's it, you guys. We have been doing a great job throughout this project, and it's done now. Okay, so yeah, I was getting a lot of requests to do this, and yes, so here you have it. Now just the last thing before you go. So there's a browser called Brave browser. Okay, so what I'm using is Brave. Okay, so let me go to the site first, brave.com. Okay, so it has introduced a new tipping system. So what it does, it blocks the ad while you browse your website. So browsing ads makes the publication that the company that release their ads, you are blocking them, and in the way you are blocking the source of income for the content creator. Like if you are using ad blocker for YouTube, you are just cutting down ads and cutting down the income that the content creator has to get his work up and running. So what it does, it's a revolutionizing thing. So it cuts the ad down, so the content producer loses on it, but to compensate it, it also has a tipping system like that. Okay, so like I click on this triangle. Now I have this BAT, which is basic attention token. It is a type of cryptocurrency. Okay, so it is a cryptocurrency, not a type of cryptocurrency. So I have 0.0 BAT. If suppose I have 10 BATs, so I can send a tip to this website and it will be transferred to the content creator. Okay, so you'll get some free BATs, and BAT is currently running is about $50 per BAT. So you'll get 20 or 30 BATs for free when you sign up, or after 2-3 days of minimal usage. Like if you sign up, you can get a good amount of BATs, and then you can contribute. And if you are a verified publisher, you can also verify your website or a YouTube channel, and then you can also request for your BATs and stuff. Okay, so what I want from you guys is go and download the Brave browser from the link I have mentioned in the description, because I run 2 websites, I run a YouTube channel, and I do not post any ads on the websites as well as my YouTube channel, because I do not like ads. What I feel is they are just an interference in your life, so I do not like them. So what I what I want from you guys is just go and download the Brave browser from the link in the given from the link in the description, and use it for kind of like 30 days. So you can also get some free BATs, and then you can also tip yourself. Not yourself, but the content creators. Please do not tip yourself. Do not create a fake YouTube channel and tip yourself. That will suspend your account. Tipping yourself is not a great idea here. Just tip your content creators, your favorite content creators, and if you are a content creator yourself, get yourself verified and get this system running. Okay, this video is not sponsored in any case. I just want a help from you guys, because I'm not hosting ads, and there's no source of income other than ads for a website and a YouTube channel. You guys know it, because I'm not getting sponsored by any company or something like that. Okay, it's just my personal recommendation. I've been using Brave since an year now, and it's a top-notch browser. It is an open source. That what makes it kind of attractive, because open source software do not generally be a hoax and steal your data. And the concept of a blockchain based ad system is just amazing. You'll get to learn so many things. So I want you guys to go in the description and download Brave from the link in the the link given, and just use it for 30 days, so I can get something and you can get something too. Okay, so thank you guys. If you want something else, if you are struggling with anything, you can just contact me, or you can just request what video you like to view next. Okay, so that's signing out. Please share as you like or dislike, and subscribe as well. Thank you.